Hey, good morning, church family. We have some really awesome news to tell everybody, and we're excited to share this news with you guys. The good news is that we're staying here. I got the job over in Bolling, and so that means that we'll be here for at least 3 more years until either we retire or get promoted again. It just depends on what happens. As everybody knows, back in March I got a promotion, and when that happened I promoted myself out of a job. Therefore we needed a place to go. There was a job over on Bolling, so we asked everyone to start praying with us for this job on Bolling, and that's exactly what everyone did for us.
If you were at our home group on Thursday, you would know that Bolling Air Force Base became our Jericho. And so we began circling Jericho. Kody even wrote Bolling Air Force Base and circled it 6 or 7 times, and he put it on the refrigerator. And then began the wait. And we waited and waited and waited and waited and prayed and prayed, and you guys continued to pray, and things kind of got hard in the middle of that praying. And when that happened, we would come to church and someone would ask us about it, and you guys helped us push through.
So from March to April, we just kind of stood by and waited to see what was going to happen. I got a phone call in the first part of April saying I needed to get scheduled for a job interview, which is kind of crazy because in the Air Force we normally don't interview for jobs. You just get an assignment and off you go. So I scheduled the interview and set it up for the 29th of April. I got a call from my new potential boss, and the interview went amazingly well.
It's almost like it was a formality.
Yeah, it was just a formality. It seemed like we already had the job, honestly, because when he called, he asked me some very generic questions. And after the interview was over, I called Staci and talked to her, and I told her it's a done deal. I said, there's no way that we're not going to get this job.
Right.
They're just kind of checking the blocks, making sure everybody gets a fair opportunity per se. But
yeah.
I firmly believed that we were going to get this job to Bolling. And then I get an email from AFPC. AFPC is our headquarters where orders and stuff will come through, Air Force Personnel Center. And I had received orders to Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
So that was very discouraging, but we talked to a couple of people and we didn't lose heart. They said, you have orders to Las Vegas, but you're still going to get this job in Bolling. You still have to go through the process. Don't worry. And then we didn't even tell anybody. People in Kody's shop knew that you had orders to Las Vegas, but we didn't tell anybody else. And during that time, it was more waiting, and the people around Kody, some of them were very discouraging. They would almost make fun of you,
yeah.
And they would make it noises that sounded like slot machines every day, and said, oh, you're going to go to Las Vegas, and we kept saying, no, we're not. We are heading to Bolling. We're staying here. We have our church praying with us, and we're praying, and we continued to circle Bolling, and we know that we found the promises of God for us in the Bible and in the Word, and we're standing on this.
And I understand where those people at work were coming from with saying that our orders aren't going to get changed. It's very hard for the Air Force to change those orders and for someone to go from one location to the other. So I understood where they were coming from. However, I knew they weren't right, because my God is a whole lot bigger than the Air Force.
Yes.
And so our family completely just disregarded what they were saying, and we knew without a doubt that we were going to Bolling.
But the waiting continued and continued, and to us it seemed like it shouldn't take this long, and we should already know. And everybody else was getting orders around us, and they were moving people in positions, and then another job came open. And this job came open for Texas.
So,
which is where we're from.
Yeah. So most of you guys know that we're from Texas, and so I let my head kind of get in the way of what I was doing, and both of us did, because I called Staci and I said, hey, there's a job opening in Texas. This is the 3rd time they've advertised this job, so if I apply for it, it's one of those ones that they would change my order simply because it's a higher priority than the one in Nellis. So I talked to Staci about it, and she's like, I think you should apply for it. Our rationale for thinking was we'd much rather go back to Texas than go to Las Vegas. So I told her, I said, well, I have a week. This was on a Monday. I said, I have until Friday to apply for the job.
Because during this time, we're thinking any day you're going to get the word that you're going to bowling.
Yeah.
So let's just put it off as long as possible before we apply for this job. Let's put it off. And every day we were like, today's the day we're going to hear about bowling. Today's the day we're going to hear about bowling. And Monday turned into Friday, and we still hadn't heard anything.
So Friday rolls around, and guess what? I still don't have orders to bowling. So I kind of try to take things into my own hands. I log onto the website, I go to where you have to apply for the job, and it's basically a click of a button. You click the button and you put your name in the hat, per se, for the job. So I went and logged on and I clicked the button, and nothing happened.
Nothing.
So I clicked the button again, and nothing happened. And I clicked it again. I bet I clicked the button 7 times, and nothing happened. So I'm thinking something's wrong with my computer. Let me reboot the computer, and I'll go back on and try again. So I logged off my computer, and I'm rebooting. As it's starting back up, my desk phone rings. I pick it up, and it's Chief Amy on the other end of the line saying, "Have you heard anything yet?" And I'm like, "No, sir, I haven't heard nothing." And he goes, "Well, congratulations, you just got hired on at bowling." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely." He goes, "It's a done deal." He goes, "Monday or Tuesday of next week, you will have official orders, but the decision was made. You're hired, and you'll be moving over here the first couple of weeks in July."
So Kody called me and he shared the news, and we were super excited, but sometimes in the Air Force, things can change at the drop of the hat, and we kind of got a little scared.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep quiet, and we're not going to say anything about it until we get that official word. And beside your name, it says bowling, because beside your name right now, it still says Las Vegas.
Right.
And so we waited and we waited and we waited, and we thought, oh, Monday comes around, and Monday's the day. Like, we're hoping that Kody's going to walk in and sign on his computer and it's going to say bowling, and nothing's changed on Monday.
Yeah.
And Tuesday comes, and Kody calls me on Tuesday morning, and he's like, it still says Las Vegas. And I'm like, well, we're standing on faith, and it's going to change. It's going to change.
Right. And then Tuesday morning, about 9 or 10 o'clock, it finally did. I got an email again from AFPC, the same one I gotten before. I logged into my computer and went, and it said Bolling Air Force Base on there. So I made a few more phone calls to the people that I'm going to replace. And so yeah,
it's a done deal now.
It's a done deal. We're super excited. We're extremely grateful for our church family, for every one of you that has prayed for us, because we have been asked so many times that, if we were going to get to stay, and we just didn't have the good word yet, and so now we do. And so we're super excited to be able to share this with you guys, and we're humbled and extremely grateful for all the love and support that everyone has shown us. This is our family, and you guys are our family, and we cannot wait to press on with this.
Yes, and so many things had to happen for this job to even become available for Kody to take it, and we know that the only way that has happened, honestly, is by miracle.
Oh, without a doubt. God had his hand all over this.
Yes.
Because I tried to sabotage it more than once, and he would not let me.
Yes.
So without God involved with this, there's no way that we would be sitting here right now in front of you giving our testimony. But I want people to know that God is greater than anything that you could ever be possibly going through. And again, like we talked about in our home group on Thursday, no matter what your Jericho is, you circle it. If it's called healing, then you circle healing, and you just press on with that, because God is so amazing, and we are absolute believers of that.
Yes, and we know that it's only possible too because of the people that were circling bowling with us.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, this is everybody's miracle for all of us, and we're super excited to be part of this church and part of this church family, and so we're here to thank you.
So again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We love every single one of you guys. If there's anything that we can do for anyone, please let us know.
Yes.
We're excited to be a part of this family.
Yes, thank you. And just in case.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody, for those of you that weren't at the picnic on Friday, Saturday, where we're filming this from. Oh yeah, Horseshoe Champions. Bill Lilly, wish we'd have gotten to meet you, but we didn't. But thank you so much for this.